Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. And this is Season 10, and we're back here tonight for the Platinum class. And again, this week in the Spanish Grand Prix for the last race this week, and also the last race for the next couple of weeks, as we have a little bit of a break week next week. So that's gonna really, I'm really gonna miss, commentating and all the racing action. But for tonight, it's myself, BLIN-MACHINE, back with you again in the booth, and I have a special guest with me tonight, ISRL. Knight, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be watching some racing here. Been waiting all day to commentate on this, and we're about to get, our first laps in on qualifying. Earliest guys on their out laps right now. And around this track, it's a little bit hard to overtake, so qualifying is going to mean a lot.
Yeah, definitely, and it's also a technical track, with all of the different corners that you've got, some medium speed, some fast speed, some slow speed ones, a lot of different styles of driving as well that can work around this track. So I find that setups can make a huge difference, tire strategies, and also tire pressures. I find myself that if I lowered them down a little bit, it really made a big difference for me in my setup in the race here on Tuesday. But we've seen a lot of action already in the silver class and the golden class this week, and I mean platinum class never disappoints, so we are definitely in for a good one here today. There's already a few people watching the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let us know in the comments if you want to watch anybody in particular, or if you want to ask any sort of questions about the league, or if you want to leave us some predictions about who you think is going to be on top. Just giving you a rundown of the Drivers' Championship in this class at the moment as it stands after 6 rounds. It is Sequit on the top step right now with 113 points. Pretty dominant so far, and Sean second with 79. Tasmanian Devil third with 50 points. And then we've got a really tight run from Seafreeze, Kersey, Nelsy Baby, Skywalker, Go-To Guy, and FYKV. They're all together very, very tightly within just about 15 points of each other. The fight, especially for 4th place, is very tight between Seafreeze and Kersey. 2 teammates just 3 points away from each other. Seafreeze with 45 and Kersey with 42. And Sequit was on a very nice lap there, but he is going to abandon it. And so far, Sean is on a provisional pole with a 115.2. Right off the bat, we're right in the low 115. So how low do you think we can make it tonight, Knight?
Oh, I mean, I think we're going to see some 113s by the time we hit Q2. Low 114s in this session for sure.
Yeah, so I think in the race yesterday we saw, what was it, 115.0, so not quite. Oh, and there goes Skywalker, 007 into a 115.004. Very, very quick.
Yeah, it's already very competitive here, but one thing I am noticing, and everyone going out on the soft, so I think everyone's going to be saving those medium tires for their Q2. So it's going to be interesting to see, I guess, in that Q2 session, who is actually going to be trying to go long into the race. Of course, you can kind of make a 2-stop work here. I know a lot of people prefer the 1-stop. So I think tire strategies, you mentioned it earlier, but it's going to be interesting to see which teams and which drivers opt to go long and maybe risk not getting an early safety car, so giving the rest of the grid a free pit stop.
Yeah, and just a reminder, we're not really running the full qualifying session here. We're only doing the short one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But you did mention something very important there. Everybody on the grid, as it stands right now, is electing to go with that soft tire. We have a couple of people there, Sequit on the medium, but he's still in the pits. He's actually just coming out of the pits right now, and he's going to be the first one that I can see that's going to set a time. There goes Mick Marcotti with his time on a medium tire, 119.3. That is 4.3 seconds off the pace, and I'm sure he had some sort of a problem there, because that's definitely not a very quick time. Damaso, who went off in turn 9 and touched the gravel, he managed a 117. So I think Mick Marcotti had some other trouble there. Go-To Guy with a 127.9. Also probably just an out lap, just trying things out. But Sequid right now warming up his tires, his mediums, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, just to touch on Go-To Guy, I did see some sort of, I guess, gravel bits or debris of some sort on his front right tires. So I think he might have had a bit of an off somewhere, and didn't see where, but I think he might have slowed down for the rest of the lap after that.
Still a lot of time to go, though. We've got almost 12 minutes in this qualifying session, so a lot of time for everybody to switch up the strategy if they so think to do. But let's watch Sequid here. He didn't get a good run on his first lap. He's now out there on a medium tire, opens up the DRS, and comes across the start-finish line to start his hot lap. He has a car that's just coming out in front of him, out of the pits into turn 1. That's failed UX, and that's gonna create a little bit of traffic, but he manages to get out of his way. And that's a very good job through turns 2 and now through the long right-hander of turn 3. He's taking a different line than I've seen so far, sticking to the inside of that curb, doing a pretty good job, and then a very long run and very deep run into the next corner there, into turn 4, now into turn 5, doing a pretty good job so far. It did show a purple sector, but I did not see what was the interval there. Now going into 7 and 8, we are allowing the regular corner cutting rules, so as long as you stay on the curbs, you're fine. And now the long right-hander of turn 9, almost losing the back there, managing to catch it, had to open the DRS just a second later there, but now coming across turn 10 and
purple
into...
sector, 2 over there.
There we go, yeah, so turn 12 now, and into the hard right of turn 13. Now the chicane of 14 and 15, one of the hardest corners here. It comes right at the end, and then the last corner is just a breeze. Getting down, opens up the DRS to the line. Sequid goes third. Oh my goodness, 115.2, just a couple of tenths of a second off the pace of the leaders on soft tires. He's on the medium.
Yeah, amazing lap there from that Mercedes driver, and one driver who was right behind him. He was setting his first hot lap, maybe, but he's diving back into the pits. So not happy with that one, and he's gonna have to try again later. Of course, getting third place in his first appearance last week, didn't he?
Yeah, that was very impressive from him, and we will see what he can do here tonight as well. We've got GTR Lion right now starting up a lap very soon, currently sitting in 6th place, 116.0. He hasn't had a very good series of races. He's only had the one point scoring race in Belgium last week.
The Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, sorry, and the Renault were basically fighting on that back straight, and they actually made contact.
Oh, wow.
going into turn 10. The AlphaTauri getting spun around there. He was on the inside, and the Renault hit him on the outside, and around he went. So I think there might be some stewards looking at that shortly. Because,
I think he retired from the session shortly after that. I think it was Kersey. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but you know what? Last night in the Golden Class race, we had Asio, who got disqualified from qualifying and ended up finishing second. So you never really know. Spanish GP here, it allows you for a lot of recovery time. Even though it's a short racetrack, it's a long one. You do 33 laps here, sorry, in 50%. So there's definitely quite a bit of time for people to do a good race, even if they don't do so well in the quali.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a track that, like you said, you kind of have to manage your tires right. But once you do get in that groove and you're able to conserve that tire life, it's so easy to actually drag them on for a little bit longer than they're supposed to and gamble with those, bit more unique pit strategies. And it's like you said, you've got a lot of time to recover too. So if you crash out, don't give up. Don't retire in the pits or anything, and you actually have a chance of coming back.
Still quite a bit of time to go in this session here. We've got a couple of people out on the track, but it looks like everybody is going to be coming into the pits. Sean is about to finish up another lap, and he's actually the first one into the 114s, a 114.978.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see how much further they can push that down. Still three drivers. I see them fitting on the medium tires. They haven't gone out yet. But we do have KGB Black Angel currently on his run on the medium tire. He's on the back straight right now. And F2. Yeah, he's on a pretty good run, I think. We're going to be interested to see where he gets that Williams up to.
He did go purple in the second sector just right now, almost losing the car there through a couple of corners, but managing to keep it together. Now coming into just the last couple of corners on the track through the chicane and through the right-hander. Let's see if he kept it together enough to put in a good time on that medium tire. He's going to go 8th, and that is not too bad. A 1:15.9, just about a second off of Sean's time. So doing pretty good on the mediums. Sequit, even with his time of 1:15.2, he's already fitted the soft tire. Now, he's not coming out of the pits just yet, so he might just have that on there for safety. But we will have to wait and see. Failed UX is currently sitting in 12th. He's also trying to run on the medium tire, and he's out there for another lap.
Yeah, and trying to improve off of his 1:16.6 that he set earlier. So he's going to have to keep it under control here once he gets started. But on the medium tires, it's so important to get it warmed up on that first lap on track. And he's keeping a pretty consistent pace there. So he's putting some load in the tires. And I think he's going to be able to be pretty aggressive right from the get-go here on his hot lap.
So failed UX right now coming into turn 10. Slamming on the brakes, getting good rotation to the left side, and then coming up the hill through this little left-right. Now coming into turn 13, currently sitting... Oh, this is his out lap, so he's just warming up his tires. Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's driving it around, though. He's really trying to get that loaded, but you got to be a little bit careful when you do that. You don't want to take too much life out of that tire.
And I was just also watching with Mick Marcotti as he came up the hill through turn 2 and 3 and touched the gravel on the outside of turn 2. So that is not going to help out with his tires.
Big lockup there, too,
and yeah, massive lockup coming into, I think it was turn 7 or 5, sorry.
Yeah. And I've seen some drivers take a little bit of a liberty here, and like you said, just grazing that gravel. Not enough to cost them time, but enough to give that little puff of gravel into the air. So you don't want to push it too far when you do that, because an inch more and you're losing grip. So it's a risk that I guess some drivers are more willing to take.
And coming around to finish the lap, no, he is going to abandon it because I guess he didn't get exactly what he was looking for. So Sean, our current leader, is coming up for another out lap. He's just about to finish his out lap. So let's ride on board with him once again here and see what he can do on this one. Do you want to walk us through it, Knight?
Yeah, just give me one moment to to find this driver here.
It's Sean right at the top.
Oh, there he is. All right. Perfect. Yeah, so going into turn 1 here, you take that wide line, and it's trying to keep it as straight as possible through these corners, and then right up the hill there, flat out the entire time. Some drivers are going to opt to go wide the whole way, but he's taking a much tighter line through here as well. And really just chucking that car around the corners into turn 5. Careful not to get too much grass there, and wide on the exit. Very well done so far. Watch the grass as well. So easy to get the car unbalanced through this set of corners. And then is he going to go? Lifts just a tiny bit there up onto the second DRS straight. And here, it's so important to nail your braking. You want to make sure you turn perfectly. It's almost like a hairpin. And then again, just back up the hill. Easy on the throttle here. Nice and wide on the exit. Really pushing those track limits there. And then through the end, important to keep it off the curbs here then at this point. Lay it on the gas and bring it home. And what kind of time is he going to set? He's up on his time. Not up enough to get past Kersey there, but did improve a little bit. He's down to a 1:14.8. Not bad from the Ferrari driver, but I'm sure he wishes he had closed up that gap to first place there. 4/10 down.
That was very, very quick from Kersey. 1:14.4, Sean 1:14.8. Skywalker is the closest one right now with a 1:15.0. But Breezy in 5th place right now is just starting out another lap, coming up the hill into turn 3. swerving around that one. It's such a nice corner when you get it all correct. Comes across the first sector. He's down, but not by a lot. He's only down by 90,000th of a second on Kersey's time. So if he can recover some more time through the second and third sector, he might actually be challenging for pole position here. Now coming through 7 and 8 and turning into 9. Let's see here, coming to the end of the second sector, opens up the DRS, got a bunch of traffic on this lap. There's a lot of people out there on the track. He is still down on Kersey's time, but now he's lost more time. He's down by 131, so that is pretty much like a tenth and a half almost. Let's see now, Kersey coming through the last chicane and through the last corner. Oh, touches the gravel right on the outside of the corner. That is not gonna help him out, and he is not even opening up the DRS. He's gonna abandon that lap. Let's see here, is Sean going for another one, or is he gonna be coming into the pits here now? He is gonna be coming into the pits. 007 Skywalker starting out his lap right now. He's got Breezy in the way of him, coming into turn 1, managing to get that one pretty smoothly. Now turn 2 and 3. Oh, he's touching the curb right on the inside of it. That is pretty dangerous there. That curb can throw you out sometimes if you get the back wheel on it, but he's doing a pretty good job there. He is also still slower than Kersey's time at the moment through the first sector, but doing a pretty good job here. A very nice rotation through that corner, and now coming into 7 and 8. Getting a nice bite on the inside, and oh, a little bit of a wiggle there.
Yeah, lucky to catch that. That's a very easy corner to upset the car on.
And a little touch on the gravel on the outside of 9 into 10. Now that is a purple sector by only 30 thousandths of a second, so he might gain a position or two, but it doesn't really look like he's gaining too much time here. Honda M, is he still out there for a lap? He just started out his lap right now as qualifying ran out of time. So 007, what sort of a time can he post here? How many positions can he improve? From 4th, he goes to 3rd with a 1:14.894. We now have 4 people in the 1:14. Very impressive there. Kersey's in the pits. Sean is in the pits. Honda is going to be the next person that can possibly challenge them. Sequid is out there in 6th position. He just put in a massive time through the second sector. He's almost 7/10 of a second down on the best time. So is this possibly going to be a 1:13?
It's possible here. Just touch on Honda. I was on board with him. He bailed out of his lap. But yeah, it's time to watch our drivers coming up to the end here.
Oh, Sequid, he's going to be second, 1:14.429. So even though he improved massively in the second sector, that was probably just because he lost a bunch of time on this previous lap in that same sector. So big improvement. He goes from 6th to 2nd. But not quite enough for pole position, not by much as well. He only missed out by really a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Actually, the racing point of Skywalker is out one wheel there on the back straight. And but that was a crazy qualifying session. We got a bit of drama, some cars fighting, and some really good laps there. And then at the end, yeah, Seawit just trying to chase down the time set by the Alpha Tauri of Kersey and just coming so short of it. And like you said, that traffic in his first attempt there to beat that time really cost him, because he was up on his time by quite a bit. And if he had gone those 2 clean laps, I think maybe he would have had a chance, but ultimately it's Sergi Kersey on pole today.
Absolutely, and Kersey's going to be very happy with that pole position. It is going to be right in his favor if he wants to get some points on this guy right here, Sequid, the championship leader, who's going to be starting the Spanish Grand Prix here for round 7. Only in 2nd place, but not very far behind. Sean is going to be on the 2nd row in 3rd, together with 007, Honda M in 5th, Failed UX in 6th. We have Chatty Duck in 7th, Mick Marcotti in 8th, and TCR Breezy in 9th, Tasmanian Devil in 10th, GTR Lion in 11th, Flip Flop Fish in 12th. Seafree not doing very well for himself in 13th place there on a medium tire, however, and of course outside of the top 10, so he'll be able to start on whatever tire he'll be wanting to. Go-to guy there in 14th, KGB in 15th, End of the World in 16th, the Masso 17th, FYKV in 18th, maybe in 19th, and HVAC Toaster hasn't put in a time. I think he might be a reserve driver, so he wasn't allowed to qualify, but that was a pretty exciting qualifying. Like you said, there was some even some battling on track already.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if we get any sort of, I wouldn't say payback, but maybe more elbows out driving from those involved during the race. I'm sure they're potentially a little bit frustrated at each other, so going to be looking forward to see how they play out on the track. But getting started for the race soon, and there's actually you can see that grouping of drivers. Not a lot of drivers being able to close up that gap on the medium tires. Closest one being Tasmanian Devil, but starting in 10th, he's the only medium tire runner to have to start on that qualifying tire. So bit of a disadvantage going to the race.
Yeah, we'll see, and it also, I guess, depends a little bit on how this race is going to turn out in the first few laps. If there's any drama, that might turn into his favor, but we will have to wait and see here. Knight, I did want to ask you a quick question. You know, you do have a lot of experience sim racing as well, and probably racing around this track. I mean, it's a track that we all know very, very well. The real life drivers know it very well. But what does it really take on here, apart from, you know, having a good setup and a good strategy? Is there a particular style that fits this track better than others?
Well, there's a reason they use this as a testing track, right? And it is because they have such a wide variety of corners, which means there's a lot of different lines and styles that fit different parts of the track. So over here, honestly, it's anybody's game, and because what it takes to win ultimately isn't being good at a certain type of circuit, because this doesn't fit any of those genres. It's kind of an all-around track. And you just got to get lucky. You got to have, of course, like you said, a good setup, and then you got to nail the tire strategy, because I think this race is going to come down to pit stops and when they're made. And if we see some overcuts, some undercuts, if you can make that work, that's how you're going to win this race.
Well, our drivers are lined up on the track now. They're ready to go out for their formation lap, and they have their strategies and fuel loads and setups all figured out by now, or at least they should. I really hope they do. So Kersey is leading the pack there with Sequit in second. Sean, the runner-up currently in the championship, he's in third position. Predicted pit strategy here provided by F1 Insights is a two-stopper going from soft to medium, or soft to a medium and then a hard. I don't think anybody's going to go for that second strategy. We haven't seen that one yet. We have seen some people so far this week, though, going for a one-stopper and making it work, and also going for a two-stopper and making it work. So it's definitely going to be anybody's game here today. I think it's all going to come down to the start of this race, and especially that front pack. Those guys are the ones that are, you know, they've proved already in the season they can win races. You know, the only three winners that we've had so far in the season have been Sequit, Sean, and Seafreeze. Seafreeze is starting in 13th, and let's take a look here. I didn't put on the tires to see what sort of a tire they'll be starting on.
We actually have a couple of hard tire runners here in the back of the field there. It's going to be an interesting benchmark, I think, for the other drivers, see how that tire's doing. Enda, the world, and maybe starting on the hard tires. Everyone else from 10th on mediums. And then, of course, got the guys that qualified on that soft tire forced to wear them out front. So I think everybody who had the chance to go on that harder tire compound, well, both of them actually, they took it.
Alright, so already off the bat, we have some good mix of strategies. We have one runner in the top 10 on a medium tire. We have quite a few people here who are champions in this TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing League. And, I mean, I cannot wait after what we've seen so far in silver and gold. Let's see what we can expect here tonight from our platinum drivers. Let's see if we can find a good camera angle as well. The Spanish GP definitely does not help out with that.
We'll just hope it switches here when the lights come on.
Alright, it looks like they're getting ready to start the race now, and we've got... Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights are on. And the lights are out in Spain, and we go racing here for round 7 of Platinum class in season 10 of TCR. Let's see what's on the side. Oh, 007 gets a really good start here. He's trying to make a move on Sequid. He might even make a move on Kersey. Into turn 1, they go together. He has to go onto the runoff, onto the curb on the inside though, but he manages to keep 3rd position. So already up a position from the start. Sean drops down to 4th now. Chatty Duck in 5th. Honda M drops all the way down to 6th place there. And there's more battling going on now between Tasmanian Devil. Oh my god, and there's a McLaren off, and there's also a Renault off. There's a couple of cars that came together. I think it was Honda M and TCR Breezy, and both of them have damage as well, it looks like. Honda M, no, he doesn't have any damage, but I did see some pieces of front wings flying off. Let's go back to the battling going on here now between Mebi and Damaso, and also KGB Black Angel. All of them are very close together here. Also at the front, we have Chatty Duck chasing down Failed UX. There might be some more action coming up before this lap is still over. That was definitely a very exciting start.
Absolutely. A bit of damage there on the McLaren of TCR Breeze. That's an early pit stop. Like you said, I think Honda M getting a little bit luckier with that one. And oh, we got a Williams around. That's Enda. Did he get damage on that? I think he's okay. So yeah, like you said, exciting first lap. They're still battling, and then on to the main straight. We're going. The field's so tight together.
Oh, Failed UX and Flip Flop Fish trying to battle for 7th position here coming into turn 1. Down the inside goes Failed UX. They're side by side, but he doesn't manage to keep that position, and he's going to have to try again on another time here. Kersey drops, oh no, he's still in 1st. Sorry, it's just because we have that little glitch here with the standings. He's still leading the race here. It looks like Sequid is in 2nd, with Sean very closely behind in 3rd now. 007 dropped back into his starting position of 4th there, so it's like they've reset back to where they began the race. But it looks like 007 though, he had such a good start and just didn't manage to keep that pace going. Chatty Duck in 5th right now, and his teammate Flip Flop Fish in 6th. He's chased down by Failed UX and by Go-To Guy as well. There's also Seafreeze now up to 10th place from his 13th start, and then he's trying to battle right now. Oh my god, so close with Mick Marcotti. They're touching wheels there.
Yeah, a bit of contact there, keeping it so close to that tight section. I'm amazed they didn't get together there. We actually have a Renault around. Again, Honda M getting unlucky. That's more damage to his front wing. HVAC Toaster getting around, clipping that wall too.
Mick Marcotti and Tasmanian Devil there, they were literally pushing each other through the last corner on the track. I'm sure that's not going to help out anyone's pace now, as GTR Lion and FYKV are both thinking about making a move on them now. Into turn 1 they go. Let's see what's going to happen here. Oh my goodness, there goes GTR Lion touching with FYKV, but FYKV manages to get ahead, and now he's thinking about pushing ahead of Mick Marcotti as well. Through turn 3 they go, and now it's just a beautiful move there from FYKV, getting both positions there in just a matter of a couple of corners. Mick Marcotti though making a lot of contact with a lot of different drivers on lap 3, so gotta tone it down a little bit. We've still got 30 laps to go here.
Yeah, he's very lucky that he hasn't gotten any damage from those impacts, at least not any visible damage. And you gotta maybe bring the elbows in a little bit, because like you said, it's a long race. You don't want to damage your car early on. You don't want to damage anybody else's. And he's going to have to maybe just calm down a little bit. As actually, I think there's a little bit of contact from the racing point too. They're going side by side with the Williams.
And there goes KGB Black Angel up into 13th place, but GTR Lion made a tiny touch on the back of Mick Marcotti. I'm not sure if he got anything from that, but he has to definitely watch out not getting damage in these early stages. And there goes Sean on Sequid, overtaking him into 2nd place. The championship leader dropping positions here at the start of the race. Definitely not helping him out, but we will have DRS enabled on this lap now, or actually on the last lap, so they might still be getting those positions back again. This is getting very exciting.
Marcotte going side by side through turn 3 right now. They've kept it close through 1 and 2 as well, and they're still side by side here all the way up into turn 4.
Oh my goodness, they're very close racing in the midfield right now. Definitely something to watch out for until the end of this race, but overall a pretty good start here. TCR Seafreeze is up into 9th place and just a couple of tenths behind Failed UX, with the DRS open. Oh my goodness, there failed. You had completely missed his braking point into turn 9, or not braking point, but he just overran the corner there and missed out on it completely. And TCR Seafreeze up into 8th place now, already gained 5 positions in 4 laps. That is a beautiful performance from him, and if he can catch up on some of the guys in front of him, like Go-To Guy and Flip-Flop Fish, who are battling now, that could definitely work out to his favor.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's got to keep pushing, but there's so many drivers here already on a great start. Go-To Guy up 7 positions, same thing with FYK. He's actually up 8 positions now as Field UX hops into the pit, first driver to pit here. Even Flip-Flop Fish, TCR Freeze are actually going side by side here as I'm talking about them. Into the corner, there goes Tasmanian Devil. Good overtake there, right down the straight. And got it done right before the corner. Kept it clean too. No need to fight there if you can just outpace them into the braking zone.
So at the moment, Kersey is leading this race where he started the race by 1 second ahead. Sean in second, Sequid in third, Chatty Duck in fourth. But that pack of cars has definitely pulled away from everybody else here. If you look at the gap between between Chatty Duck and Sequid, he's 2 seconds behind, but 007 is keeping right on the back of him. We're now watching on board with KGB Black Angel, who's trying to make a run on Mick Marcotti. He's going to have the DRS open right now as they come into turn 10. Let's see if he's going to be close enough. He's going to dive down the inside. They're going to be side by side coming through there. And they sort of make it through. Now they're still side by side into the next complex of corners. And KGB Black Angel manages to pull away into 11th place now.
Yeah, well done there. He's just got FYKV to hunt now, and we all know he's not an easy customer. Already making up a lot of overtakes in this race. And both of them, I believe, yeah, both of them on the medium tires. So
Mick Marcotti into the pits.
Yeah, already. Some guys pitting. I'm surprised that they opened up, or they're trying out the strategy this quickly. I think a lot of guys are going to try to stretch that out to lap 7 or 8.
And there's a little bit of a battle going on here for 13th position with Mebi and Damaso fighting it out up the hill into turn 3, but not going to be close enough there to make a move. But yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a train going on all the way down. Oh my goodness there, Jesus. Mebi almost locks up and almost runs into the back of Damaso. We have a yellow flag inside the 3. I think that's HVAC Toaster possibly, or maybe Honda.
I did see a car in the gravel, and I got captivated by Honda M with actually a pretty nice move on Field UX into the first corner. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, gets the move done. It's nice to see him not giving up on this race despite being a little bit further down the order than he'd like.
Oh, and we've got more people into the pits now. Chatty Duck and 007 coming in now, and let's see what sort of tires they are going to fit on. Are they going for the 1-stop, or are they going for the 2-stop here tonight?
And yeah, it's going to be an interesting call here. I think the Racing Point was still in front there, opting to try to kind of undercut his rival behind him, get a bigger gap ahead, and Chatty Duck just reacting very quickly to that, diving into the pits, and I think he actually jumps him in the pits. He jumped him in the pit, didn't he? I don't remember what order they came in, but either way, Chatty Duck getting past the Racing Point. He's been stuck behind him for a couple laps here.
Yeah, no, I think they were in the same order, but now Damaso and Mebi fighting it out here as well, side by side. That was a very nice move from Mebi, moving himself up into 11th place. He's already on the hard tire, or he actually started the race on the hard tire, so very interesting to see how long he'll be able to pull that one, and End of the World now in 13th, also on that hard tire. Now, up ahead of them in 6th place right now, Tasmanian Devil. He's been closing up on Flip-Flop Fish, but just can't make a move. And now closing up right to the back wing of him as well. This one might drag on for a little bit, or maybe it's going to change when some of the leaders go into the pits. There goes Sequid into the pits.
Yeah, so all the front runners here starting to pit. This is kind of all these guys trying to pit early, get the undercut, is unleash the pit stops. And, oh, there goes the Hospital Mercedes side by side. Tasmanian Devil getting ahead there. Gonna battle into...
Yeah, up into 4th place for now. Sean is not closing up to Kersey. Kersey used to have a 1-second gap, but now it's come down to about 4/10. And I think this might come down to whoever's going to go into the pits first. or if they're actually going to take it out on track here and see if they can, you know, gain the position right on track.
I think they both want to be ahead going into the pit stops because it kind of gives them a little bit more flexibility on if you get the first call, right? Your rival's probably going to do the opposite to you. If you're in front, you get to dive into the pits first. You kind of cut off the chance of an undercut. Of course, you could always dive in behind you, but you get that first chance of calling the stops. Maybe force him to stay out and get that time on the fresh tires. They gotta dive in here. Yes, he is. There goes Kersey. There goes Sean. Both of them diving into the pits at the same time. So Sean just trying to mirror what Kersey's doing, getting very close to him there.
Oh my God, that was incredibly close, and he was also, you know, I'm sure close to almost getting a speeding penalty there. He gets the hard tires on. Oh, there he goes out of the pits. He cannot quite jump Kersey. He ghosted into him, but Kersey's still ahead, but he's definitely closer to him than he was coming into the pits because of the way that he came into the pits. That was very, very late braking there, and they are both going to come out right now in 7th and 8th, just in front of GTR Lion, and on the hard tires for the both of them, whereas some of the other people that pitted decided to go on mediums, like Chatty Duck and 007. So already a nice little mix of strategies, and I'm sure this is gonna get more interesting later on in the race. We also have Mebi, who's now up into the points in 10th and chasing down GTR Line very, very closely.
Yeah, Kersey and Sean taking that gap perfectly, slotting right back into this little pocket of semi-open air here. So very lucky not to cost themselves any time on those pit stops. But now they got to stay ahead on the slightly cold tires. I'm sure they're warm now. Trying not to lose any positions to GTR Line, Mebi, and Seawood behind him. Seawood getting stuck. He's going to have to clear these guys who haven't pitted yet to get ahead, catch up to those leaders.
It's lap 9 of 33, and everybody who's watching, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching TCR Racing. Make sure you leave us a like, send in some comments, let us know what you guys think about this race so far, if there's anything you want to know. I mean, it's been a very exciting race, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We are very close to 300. Oh my goodness, look at this battle here. Oh no! And there goes Sequit. He was trying to overtake 2 cars into turn 1, and he made the touch there, and unfortunately that didn't quite work out for him. He went around, and he's down in 15th place now.
Oh no, that's disastrous for Seawood's race, and maybe just a little bit too ambitious there. I think he should have probably picked his moment just a little bit better, but unfortunately for him, losing the rear end, I hope he hasn't ruined the tires and overheated them, or maybe worn them out too much, because if so, then it might have just thrown his whole pit race strategy on the pit stops all out of balance here.
Now Seafreeze started this race in 13th place. He's now in 4th and still running on those medium tires, doing a pretty good job of closing the gap to Flip-Flop Fish now as well. He might be able to make a move on the DRS into turn 1, but lost a little bit of time there through the last chicane. Opens up the DRS now, and he's actually going to be under pressure from FYKV possibly.
FYKV still on an excellent run here. How many positions did he have? I scrolled past it. And yeah, 13 positions already. And he's just absolutely flying out there. Of course, he's gonna have to come for his pit stop soon enough. But starting on that medium, he might be able to fit in the one-stop strategy. And I think having the race of his dreams here. Go-to guy as well in the front. Oh, and that's a Renault out. That's HVAC Toaster, Sector 2.
And we have a safety car, a virtual safety car.
I think he got loose coming out of that straight there. We're gonna ride on. Well, actually, I'm gonna ride on board with. Go-to guy trying to see a little bit what happened here. Yeah, I think probably just getting a bit of grass there. He comes across the track, hits that wall, and unfortunately retiring from the race here early on. That's kind of gonna put a freeze to everything. So nobody was near that pit lane when it came out. So basically, essentially, bringing the race to a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, and the virtual safety car just slows everybody down. They have to keep down to a delta that shows up on their screen. Last year there was a little bit of a glitch where when it would say that the safety car was ending, you could just go, you could just book it. But this year it is not. So it is a little bit more complicated. You got to make sure that you keep your delta in the green. And there goes the virtual VSC off, and we are back to racing. And we have DRS enabled as well. And FYKV is not waiting around at all. He made his move around KGB, and now he's thinking about making a move on the Z-Freeze, but not quite close enough. H-Rectosa now leaves the session after having that incident, and FYKV is going to have to wait to make his move on Z-Freeze, but Z-Freeze is now up into 3rd place, running on the podium after having started 10 positions back from where he is right now, and it's only lap 12 of 33, so anything could still happen here, but this has been a very exciting race so far, and it's not even halfway through, so yeah, this is getting very much heated up right now.
Yeah, such a tight battle here for the front, and this, it's at the Haas going a little bit wide, flip-flop fish. Might have just been the camera angle there playing tricks on me, because he doesn't lose any time. He's very good there. Solid through the track, solid through the straight. Oh, there you go, bit of a lockup, and that's going to let Z-Freeze, I think, catch up just a little bit. And no, so, but these guys, you got to be careful here. If you start wearing out those tires, locking up like that because you're too aggressive into the corners, it's going to get worse and worse as the race goes on. And you're just going to lock up more and more. So, especially, like you said, so much of the race to go. We're not even halfway through here. They've got to start maybe just not going slower, but just being a little bit more careful into the corners.
FYKV gaining and gaining on Z-Freeze, but not enough into turn 1. They seem to be very close on straight line speed. I think maybe Z-Freeze has a pretty good setup to allow him to get away even with the DRS enabled on FYKV's car. But now he's got KGB Black Angel and Sean very, very close behind, and the overall current leader of the race is technically Sean if you don't count Kersey, because technically Sean is 1 position ahead of Kersey right now. So if Sean can start making up some positions, he can possibly put a few cars between himself and Kersey. That will help him out a bunch here. He's sticking right on the rear wheel of KGB and Black Angel, who goes really wide and touches the gravel there through turn 10, and there he goes. Sean puts a car between himself and, oh my goodness, and now it looks like Kersey's thinking about making that move too. They're banging wheels through turn 11. They go up now into turn 12. Oh wow, that was very, very close.
Yeah, so close there. Kersey seeing the opportunity, going, yeah, I can't let Sean get ahead here. He knows what's at stake. Actually, oh no, and he's going to lose him down the straight here as he makes a mistake coming out of the last corner.
And we've got Z-Freeze into the pits very early on, only doing 13 laps on those those medium tires. There goes Sean into 3rd position, making an overtake on his teammate FYKV. So Sean is up into 3rd and putting 2 cars between himself and Kersey, which is definitely going to help him out now.
Yeah, that mistake by Kersey coming out of that last corner, costing him so much. He got loose. I think he had a little bit of that yellow sausage curve on the inside, and not only losing Sean down the straight, but getting a bad exit, and that was an easy overtake for Black Angel.
Now Kersey is going to have to try and make up some time here, as he has a couple of cars between himself and Sean, who is trying to run away with this one and win another race in this season. He would absolutely love that. He's got the 1 win so far, but he's had a string of 3 second place finishes in a row in the last 3 Grand Prix in this season. So a win here would definitely come in handy for him. So right now we have a really great battle going on here between 7th up the way to 4th. We have now more people into the pits. FYKV, Flip-Flop Fish, and Go-To Guy all going into the pits, which promotes Sean back into the overall lead now. KGB Black Angel up into 2nd, Kersey into 3rd, Mebby into 4th, and Chatty Duck up into 5th place. So a lot of people moving up some places now because of those pit stops. And Go-To Guy going onto the hards, Flip-Flop Fish onto the hards, FYKV onto the hards. So they're all committing to the one-stop strategy, the Masso into the pits, and onto the hard tire as well.
Yeah, crucially, this opens up Sean into some clean air, and for Kersey, he's going to have to do something about that Williams in front, because the longer Sean's out there running, the more of a gap he can build, and then the more gentle he can be on his tires later on through the race.
We have a yellow for Damaso, who spun in turn 1. But he is back on the track. Nothing major going on there. Kersey is trying and trying to get around KGB Black Angel, but it is not working out for him just yet here.
Yeah, pushing the car there. You're seeing a big wiggle. And he made a mistake here last time. He needs to keep it clean. He does through that set of corners. And there you go. Black Angel diving into the pits. And now Kersey has to hunker down. He's got to put his head down. He's got to ignore that Red Bull behind him, and he's just got to start chasing Sean.
But maybe he has the DRS enabled, and he is closing up onto Kersey, even though Kersey had the DRS enabled as well. So again, maybe there's a little bit of a difference in setups there. Maybe touching the inside curb so much in turn 3, they actually touched the grass. I'm not sure that is the fastest line through there, but getting a huge, beautiful run through turn 4. But Kersey seems to be getting better traction, but look at Sean, already 2.3 seconds ahead of Kersey right now, and he needs to pull away right now. This is his only chance in this race to try and put a big gap between himself and Kersey. Maybe if later on the safety car comes out, they can both come in and put on some soft tires and do another battle towards the end. He is probably praying for Mebby to start making some sort of a move on Kersey so that he can put a bigger gap in between them.
Yeah, the two Mercedes teammates having a wonderful little scrap. They haven't been doing too much fighting yet, being gentle, not gentle, but nice to each other's teammates. But it's shaping up, I think, to have a bit of a party coming up soon, as they've been getting closer and closer and closer lap after lap, and we're gonna see what Seaweed can do against Tasmanian Devil here.
Yep, Sequid is doing a pretty good job though. He dropped down to 15th place after having a little bit of a spin. End of the World has just retired, and we have a safety car. What happened to End of the World? Where is he? Where did he retire?
Coming out of the last corner.
Oh, wow.
Hit that inside wall.
And Breezy jumps into the pits. Honda jumps into the pits. Here comes GTR. We can quickly see what's going on there. Failed is going to go into the pits. Mick Marcotti.
GTR line.
Wow.
Drive-through. That's gonna be a big. That throws his race all out of the blue. He's gonna have to serve that drive-through after the safety car comes in, and the field's gonna be bunched up. I think everybody is gonna be on a strategy that leads him to the end here, and he's gonna have to put in a lot of good work to catch up to that field after he serves that penalty.
So those who went into the pits, they went for an interesting pit strategy. I guess they're putting on a medium for Mick Marcotti and hard for failed, medium for Damaso. That's a very interesting one. I'm also interested to see if anybody else is going to come in, because nobody else could really come in the way that Anda crashed. They were all way past the line now. Here comes Sean into the last chicane. Let's see if he's going to go to the pits. Nope, he's going to keep that position. I guess this helps out his hard tires. He can just sort of save them up for a couple of laps.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of uncertainty on how long those mediums are going to go, which is why we're seeing a bit of a variance in the tire strategies under the safety car. Some drivers apparently a bit more certain than others that they're going to be able to keep those medium tires going all the way to the end of the race.
And 4 more people into the pits. Chatty Duck, Mebby, 007, and Sequit, all going for the medium tires. So they are going to be pushing...
FYKV as well.
Oh yeah, and there go more people. Sequit, FYKV, and GTR Lion all into the pits as well. Sequit going for a medium, FYKV medium. And GTR Lion, he just fitted those hards 3 laps ago.
I think maybe thinking if I'm going to have to serve this drive-through, I want to be on that faster compound so that I can push a little bit more and hopefully catch up.
Alright, so I guess it's going to be another mix of strategies here for the second half of this race. We're going to have a few people in the front on hards, then a couple of people on mediums, and then a big mix of strategies all the way down the field up to 18th. we had a full grid here today of 20 people, but we already have the 2 DNFs of HVAC Toaster, who brought out a virtual safety car, and End of the World, who crashed outside of the last corner into the outside barrier on the right-hand side, and he brought out the full safety car, under which we are right now on lap 18 of 33. And I think the safety car has been up for a couple of laps, so they're probably going to be finishing it up at the end of the next lap.
Yeah, just waiting for the rest of the queue. Still got a couple of guys a little bit further back from the pack here. But under safety car, the big winners here, go-to guy Mepe, they're still in 4th and 5th. They're the ones that waited out the longest before they were able to pit. I believe both of them actually being on the hard tires. And it's rewarded them hugely here. It's essentially promoted them into the fight for the podium places.
So Sean started 3rd, currently running in the lead. Kersey dropped down 1 position. Tasmanian Devil up 7 positions from where he started. Go-To Guy gained 10 positions. And Mebi, he started 19th. He's currently running in 5th. He's doing an absolutely amazing job here tonight. Chatty Duck rose up 1 position on the grid, and then Seafree started 13th and now running in 7th. Very impressive from them. KGB Black Angel also started 15th and now running in 9th. So a lot of position changes here, a lot of stops as well. We have some people who have 2 stops already to their name, and about half the field with 1 stop. The safety car definitely helped out quite a few people to switch up their tire strategy to possibly be a little bit quicker for the second half of this race here. If you guys are just joining up, this is TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing. We are in Season 10, this is Round 7, and we are in Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix.
I think safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap here. And yeah, it's about to relaunch the Spanish Grand Prix. We've been under yellow for a couple of laps, and it's these drivers getting impatient. They're warming up their tires, getting closer and closer, and there we go, get the notification. The lights go off. The safety car is going to come in this lap, and the field is about to be unleashed on this Spanish Grand Prix.
So the fight for the front is going to be between 4 hard tire runners right now. Sean, Kersey, Tasmanian Devil, and Go-To Guy. But then we have a couple of people that this stop really worked out in favor of, and that would be Chatty Duck and Mebi switching on to those mediums. And there we go for the restart. Sean goes off very early there, so this might give a nice slipstream to Kersey and Tasmanian Devil on the restart. They're going into turn 1, not quite close enough. Nobody's going to be close enough to make a move there at the back, though. It looks like HB Black Angel making a move on Sequid into turn 1 and 2. They're still side by side. Let's see how this is going to work out. It does work out for KGB Black Angel, but then Sequid comes right back at him through turn 3, and there goes in front of those Seafreeze, and 007 also battling for position for 7th and 8th there. They're still side by side into the next corner. Oh my goodness, this is pretty crazy off the restart here. A lot of people battling for position. Chatty Duck is now right on the back of Go-To Guy, almost lost it there on the curb of turn 7. Wow.
Yeah, what we're seeing a lot here is these guys that fitted the medium compound tire during the safety car getting the jump on the hard tire runners that pitted right before it. So they were able to get their tires warmed up a little bit better. And here on the restart, they're just that much quicker, easily overtaking them.
And no DRS is going to be available just yet, as we are just restarting after the safety car, so we're going to have to wait for a couple more laps before we have that. But coming down to the main front right now is Sean in first, Kersey in second, Tasmanian Devil in third, Mebi in fourth, Go-To Guy in fifth, Chatty Duck in sixth, 007 in seventh, and thinking about making a move is Chatty Duck there on Go-To Guy down the inside before turn 1, and he's up into 5th place now. TCR Freeze in 9th. He can't overtake Sequid, who's in front of it. Oh, and it looks like HB Black Angel, yeah, he went off the track there through turn 2, touched the gravel, and now he lost a couple of positions to Flip Flop Fish and FYKV.
Losing so much there after such a tiny mistake. That's the danger on these safety car restarts. You want to keep it super clean there, because a tiny mistake, the whole field is behind you, just eager to pounce on that opening.
And TCR, Breezy, and Honda M still battling here through turn 7 and 8. They go now, and Honda slots into 13th place.
Yeah, a lot of gravel on the exit of that turn 4. Who was that? I think that was Skywalker in the racing point, just pushing so hard to catch up to Go-To guy. And hopefully he doesn't have too much on his tires.
Sean is starting to pull out a gap. Just after one lap after the restart, he's already a second ahead, already pulling outside of that DRS zone. That's going to be very important as they come across the line right now. Actually, it looks like DRS has been enabled. Yeah, so this might be a very crucial thing for Sean to try and stay ahead by at least a second, because behind them, Tasmanian Devil, maybe Chatty Duck, those guys are all within half a second of each other.
Yeah, and one thing I have noticed though is that Sean's using a lot more of his ERS, and that's probably why. It's a smart thing to do. You want to set that gap early, get the guy behind you out of your DRS range. You won't have to push so hard. But CRG Kersey and Tasmanian Devil, they've both been saving up a little bit. So even though they don't have DRS here, they might be able to actually push up and close that gap in the coming laps.
Let's see what could still happen here tonight. It's been one hell of a Spanish Grand Prix. Usually in real life it's not super exciting to watch, but oh my goodness, somebody there. Who is that?
Seawit.
Oh
getting
no.
loose.
Seawit got super loose.
Keeping it out of the wall though. No damage on that car.
Wow, that was very exciting there. I just saw him at the back of the screen there. It looks like he lost the back of the car, went off onto the inside grass, and managed to recover the car. Great job from him, but now he's going to be under a lot of pressure here from Seafreeze and FYKV, who don't want to stick behind. They want to get into those points, and they want to stay as forward as they can. Now, Mebby on Tasmanian Devil into turn 1. He's getting close enough. He's going to dive down the inside. They're going to make a tiny bit of contact now. They're still making a bit of contact through turn 2. Up turn 3 they go now. Chatty Duck is coming up the inside of Tasmanian Devil as well. There he goes up into 4th position. Oh my goodness, this is going to be super close. They make another little tiny touch into turn 4. Oh wow, this is very exciting.
Chatty Duck taking full advantage of Tasmanian Devil being forced to take that wider line through turn 3, and he just snuck his nose in there, and he was able to hold on all the way through the next couple of corners. Excellent overtake, and this actually lets him stay right on the tail of Mebe, and hopefully even get himself into the podium places.
So this safety car definitely shook things up for us here tonight. We've now got 10 more laps to go. We're about to finish up lap 23 of 33, and that will pretty much mark about 2/3 of this race done. And this race goes by so quickly, especially when you have so much going on the track. I don't even know where to watch anymore. Now Tasmanian Devil is going to be thinking about making a move on Chatty Duck. It looks like he's getting a lot of time on him right now coming into turn 1. Is he going to be close enough though? He's thinking about moving down the inside. Not going to be close enough on this one, so he's going to have to wait until they have possibly DRS again on the next section after turn 9. Let's see what's going to happen here, but this is just all helping out Sean, getting ahead right now by 1.3 seconds, maybe 2.4 seconds in 3rd place, and then Chatty Duck and Tasmanian Devil, Skywalker, and Go-To Guy all battling for the last podium spot here.
Yeah, and Sean crucially able to keep up and basically match Kersey's lap times. And this is letting him keep that gap out front consistent. And just outside of the DRS range, not able to catch up. And because he's not able to catch up, I think Mebe might actually have a good shot at getting a run on these guys, because they're not pulling each other away with DRS. And actually, Kersey's getting very close. Sean needs to maybe get on with it a little bit, as he's getting it down to under 1.1 seconds there onto the main straight.
And we're watching here as 007 onto the start-finish straight with the DRS open, with the overtake enabled. Let's see if he's going to be close enough to Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Devil defending the outside into turn 1, and that is going to be enough for 007 not to go for that move. Just wasn't close enough again, so you're going to have to try again on another time. Now Chatty Duck is starting to pull away from Tasmanian Devil. He's almost 8/10 ahead of him now, and starting to close up to Mebby. So if those two can possibly pull away a little bit, I know Chatty Duck is desperate to get around Mebby, get to that 3rd position, but also just so he doesn't have to fight so much with Tasmanian behind him.
Yeah, and it's important. I mean, not only to get in the podiums, but maybe even get a shot at Kersey, who's been consistently more or less at the same gap in front of them. It hasn't really gotten more than 2.6, which is at right now. Dropping to 2.4 there ahead of Mebe. So if he can get himself ahead of that Red Bull, he has a legitimate shot at this podium here. Or not just the podium, sorry, but second place, or maybe even the win.
Yeah, this
gets DRS. Just barely got DRS onto the straight. Kersey is going to be able to start closing up that gap here.
Oh wow, so this could come down to the last couple of laps here between Kersey and Sean for the lead of this Grand Prix. I know Sean desperately wants to take this one. Sequid is not in a great position right now. He's only in 8th place, so he's only going to get a few points to his name. So a win here tonight for Sean would definitely help him close the gap to the championship lead. But this man, Kersey, is not going to make it easy on him. He's within a second. He is going to get the DRS when they come out of turn 9 here, and that is going to help him close up that gap. Sean must be feeling the pressure.
Oh, if I'm Sean, I'm sweating here. He was able to keep Kersey a consistent distance behind him, and now that gap is starting to close up. He made the mistake of letting Kersey just barely get into his DRS range one lap, and then look at that. He's already closed down to 5/10. Now, oh, pig wobble there. I hope that doesn't cost him too much. I think he's just going to be able to stay in that DRS. Oh, is he?
He might not. He might not. I think this is going to help out Sean. He does not have DRS anymore. This is helping Sean, and he is going to try and utilize that to his advantage as much as he can. Now also 007 again on Tasmanian Devil for 5th position right now in this race, trying around the outside. That's not going to work either.
Skywalker getting on that curve a lot, trying to launch what a more of a straighter line through that corner, trying to get a run on Tasmanian Devil. It's not going to work. He's going to have to keep close behind him, try again on the next DRS zone, because he's just not able to get past that Mercedes right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and this track is not one where you have a lot of different opportunities to overtake. You really have, you know, just a couple main ones, but then you have to create those opportunities for yourself everywhere else where you see a little bit of a wobble there from 007 coming through turn 9, and that is not going to help him out with his chase on Tasmanian Devil. In front of them, Chatty Duck and Mebe still locked up in their battle, trying to fight for that last step on the podium. This is gonna come down to only the last few laps now. In front of them, Sean and Kersey, they're actually starting to close up that gap a little bit, because I can literally see them as they're coming through the last corner.
Yeah, Kersey doing a good job getting that gap back up into like the 1.2 range, and losing a little bit down the straight there, but that gap was down to a 1.6 after his mistake last lap. So it's clear right now, Kersey, I don't know if he's just pushing that much harder, but it's clear he's got more pace than Sean right now. And as he keeps closing that gap, laps are going to keep winding down, and I think he might be on a trajectory to get close to Sean, get into the in the zone where he can make a serious attack in that last lap or two.
007 finally made his way around Tasmanian Devil and into 5th place. He rises now, but still only 5 laps to go. And, you know, Sean 1.1 seconds ahead of Kersey. Mebe was about 2 seconds behind, but now they're 2.6 seconds behind. So I don't think they're going to have much of a chance of going after the leaders anymore in this race on their medium tires. I think they were just locked up in this battle for way too long between themselves, that they were just letting everybody else get away. Right now, it looks like everybody is pulling a good gap on each other, about 2nd down from 9th place and so, but from 7th and up to 3rd, this battle is not even close to being over yet. Anybody could possibly still take that podium position.
Yeah, and it's because it's such an kind of an open game. It's important for Seawit right now. He's up into 7th. It's important for him to get past his teammate and start attacking Skywalker, because if he can get himself somehow into that battle in those final laps, he has a legitimate shot at salvaging a podium here.
And we definitely know he has the pace. He's proven it time and time again. He has 3 wins to his name already in this season, and he's got 5 podiums. He's pretty much leading on all of the stats so far. So yeah, this is not going to be an incredibly good race for him if he ends up being where he is right now, but he still has some time, 4 laps to go, and he can make up a couple more positions possibly in this race.
Yeah, it's no team orders, it seems, at Mercedes, because Tasmanian Devil is doing everything he can to keep Seawit behind him. He wants those points today, and I think he maybe thinks he has a shot at Skywalker still, and he wants to give it another go.
They're gonna come on to the start-finish straight right now with DRS. Let's see if that is gonna help things out here. Tasmanian does not have DRS, Sequid does, and look at the difference in the pace there. Sequid around the outside, locks up though. That's not gonna be a position gain just yet. Tasmanian Devil up into turn 3, he goes ahead of Sequid. So Sequid locked up a little bit too much, and now let's see if he's going to go around the outside again into the next corner. He thinks about it, not quite close enough there. They make a tiny little touch on the exit of the corner, and still trying to battle here. Sequid getting a pretty good exit, and coming out of turn 6 and into turn 7 and 8. They're into side by side again, but Tasmanian Devil still keeping that 6th place. Definitely no team orders at Mercedes.
You said on this track you have to create your own opportunities, and that's what Sequid tried to do there, trying to peek down the inside, and it's not a conventional overtaking spot, turn 7, and he's lucky he backed out of that in time, because I kind of saw that heading towards disaster.
They're gonna come into the last chicane right now. They're literally touching each other as they're coming out of that corner. Sequid's pretty much pushing Tasmanian Devil. Now they're gonna have the DRS here. Let's see, Sequid is gonna go right ahead of Tasmanian Devil, and he's gonna try and close up to the rest of the grid, but he's gonna be 3 seconds behind them now, as 007, Chatty Duck, and Mebi still locked into that fight for the last step on the podium. Sean now 2 seconds ahead of Kersey, 2.1 now, 2.2. So I don't think Kersey is doing as good of a job on the hard tires as Sean is managing to.
And yeah, Sean, it's very important that he gets that gap, because at this point, the only thing that's going to let Kersey catch up to him is him making a mistake. So if he can keep it grounded, he can keep it together for just 2 more laps, it's his win. And it's an important win, because Seawit is not having a very good race.
We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like Honda M has had another moment.
Flip-flop fish is in the gravel.
Oh no, flip-flop fish in the gravel too. He's losing a couple of positions there. Chatty Duck, huge wobble, and that is going to close up the gap to 007 there. Chatty Duck struggling a little bit on his older medium tires, and here comes 007 onto the start-finish straight with the DRS enabled with overtake, and that's an easy one around the outside. Sequid though setting a fastest lap just as he cleared Tasmanian Devil just a lap ago, and that shows you how much it hurts to be behind another car around here.
Yeah, absolutely, and clearing a second on that lap, his first lap past his teammate, like you said, and it kind of goes to show like how much he was being held up. Like you said, it's so hard on this track because of all these high-speed corners to follow another car. You lose so much downforce.
A yellow in Sector 1, and oh my god, that is, we have a failed UX and Honda M both out of the race here. Mick Marcotti has spun around and he has damage. I'm not sure what happened there. That is a massive incident. We have 2 DNFs of Honda M and failed UX, and Flip-Flop Fish had to go into the pits. Only a yellow flag. We don't have anything else. And we're back to green flag racing. Wow, that was very exciting there for a second. I don't even know what happened. We're gonna have to wait for some replays after the race.
Yeah, I think it was two separate incidents, actually. I think the Red Bull spun around, got picked up by the Renault, and then failed UX trying to go around them, loses it into the barriers. We're going to have to look at some replays after.
Here comes 007 all around the outside on Mebby into turn 1. Mebby defends the position on the inside. 007 had to go completely off the track there, but rejoins back into his 4th place, and unfortunately that was not the chance for him to move up onto the podium. But we're actually on the last lap right now, lap 33, and this pretty much means he's only got maybe one more chance to try and overtake here and take away that 3rd position from Mebby. This is going to be a great performance from Mebby. This is going to be another 3rd place for him. 2 races in a row after coming into the league and being a rookie, and he's already got 2 podiums to his name in Platinum class. That would be an absolutely amazing performance.
Yeah, great first a couple of showings from Mebby. And look at that, Sean making mistakes.
And Kersey, oh my goodness.
Sean has a flat tire.
So Sean has he's got a front left puncture right on the last lap, right in the last couple of corners. He might even lose his place to Mebby. Mebby up into 2nd place.
And Skywalker's he gonna get him at the line? It's so close. Oh my goodness.
Wow, drama right at the last couple of corners. Sean gets a flat tire, drops down to 3rd position from the lead of the race. Mebby, in his 2nd showing ever in this league, gets a 2nd podium. He got a 3rd position last one, now he's got a 2nd. And Kersey, after all of that, gets the win again. Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable things just happened there. 007 almost got the position from Sean by 6 thousandths of a second. He missed out on 3rd place. Chatty Duck in 5th, Sequid in 6th, Tasmanian Devil in 7th, Go-To Guy in 8th, KGB Black Angel in 9th, FYKV in 10th, and then we had Breezy in 11th, Seafreeze in 12th, Damaso in 13th, GTR Lion in 14th, Mick Marcodi in 15th, and Flip Flop Fish was the last finisher on the grid here tonight. Wow, that was just the most unbelievable thing ever. Right towards the end, we had a crash, 2 separate incidents, and then a flat tire. Mebby gets driver of the day, and that is fully deserving of that.
Oh yeah, up 17 positions off of his grid spot. Started, I think, if my math is right, that's 19th or 18th maybe. I haven't gone to math in a long time, but what a race for the Red Bull driver.
What an incredible race for everybody in Platinum class today. I know Sean is not going to be happy with that one. He's probably going to be fuming about that. Just having a flat tire with just about 3 corners to go. They're not the easiest corners at all, and I think that is why Kersey managed to get that position. Then Mebby managed to slip in front as well, but he almost even lost out on the podium. That was so close, but so exciting to watch it commentate on. So Kersey at the end of it all, starting for pole position and getting the win as well. Mebby rising up from 19th to 2nd, 17 position gain. That is incredible. Sean started in 3rd and finished in 3rd as well, and all 3 of them pulling out the 1 stop. Very impressive. 007 in 4th, Chatty Duck in 5th, Sequid in 6th. 007 also got the best lap here. Tasmanian Devil in 7th, Go-To Guy in 8th, KGB Black Angel in 9th. We have FYKV in 10th, Breezy in 11th, Seafreeze in 12th, Damaso in 13th, GTR Lion in 14th, and then Mick Marcodi in 15th, and Flip Flop Fish was the last finisher on the grid. Failed UX, Honda, End of the World, and HVAC Toaster all DNF'd from the race. But that was just an incredible ending to the Spanish Grand Prix here for round 7 of Platinum class. Wow. Knight, how do you even describe that?
I don't quite know where to start. It was such a roller coaster at the end. Sean getting a flat tire with so little to go. I thought he was losing the podium, but he just barely kept it. And I didn't know where to start looking. I didn't know where to stop looking. There's so much stuff going on.
Well, let's talk to the drivers on the podium here. Let's get them into the party, and we'll see what they have to say about that one, because that was absolutely amazing from our perspective here.
And yeah, just sending out some of those invites right now.
So we're gonna try and hear from Kersey, maybe, which had just the most amazing race here tonight, and also Sean, who, oh my goodness, I feel for Sean. That was in the dying moments of the Grand Prix to have that flat tire after doing such an incredible job with everything else. It's just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's such a heartbreak for Sean, and I'm curious to see just how much he was nursing that tire towards the end there.
Yeah, so everybody who's been watching so far, guys, thank you so much, and leave us your comments about this race. I mean, from where we were sitting, that was just absolutely unbelievable. It was mind-blasting, absolutely. I don't even know what to say, especially that ending. The battle between Kersey and Sean, and the battle for third place behind them, and maybe rising up from 19th to 2nd. Platinum class, as I said at the start of the stream, it just never disappoints, and the Spanish Grand Prix was definitely not a disappointment at all. Leave us a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet, because you will not be regretting it. You will be seeing all of these different races going on here. How's it going with the invites there, Knight?
All of them sent out. We're just waiting for some drivers to I guess join in.
Because Sean is asking for an invite. I'm not sure if you got one out to him.
I did. I'll send him another one. Sometimes PlayStation is
all right.
doesn't like me. Yeah, I just sent him another one, so hopefully he's able to receive this one.
Yeah, so that would be exciting to hear from them. Oh, we've got Kersey. Welcome, Kersey. Congratulations on that win. That was quite a crazy race, especially right at the end of the Grand Prix there. You managed to just about slip in front of Sean with his flat tire and managed to take that win away. Let us know about it from your perspective. How did it feel?
It was pretty good. I think it's pretty rewarding, I would say, because I definitely had to drive a certain way and set up the car in a certain way to kind of save the tires. I knew it was going to be really tough at the end of the race. I knew a puncture was very likely. So yeah, it wasn't really ideal for me. This is probably my worst track on the game. I've been having this throttle issue since the beginning of the season, so this track with all the slow speeds corners really kind of exposed that. So didn't have the pace I wanted to because of that. Didn't feel as prepared, but it's definitely pretty rewarding just because it took a lot of kind of discipline to drive one away the whole race and kind of look after the tires and kind of sacrifice the speed for the sake of the setup and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely take it, especially since this was long overdue.
Yeah, and you saw that gap at the end to Sean start closing up. What was going through your head there?
I wasn't too sure exactly. I thought, because at probably the last, I'd say 10, 13 laps-ish or something like that, pretty much since the start of the safety car, because my tires were freezing cold, I was just kind of lapping at a consistent pace, not really pushing too much, as I said, and then coming off of turn 9, is it? The right-hander before the hairpin. I saw him kind of lose time and go wide, so I just thought he simply made a mistake, and then I saw him go wide again at the hairpin, and that's when I thought he might have had a puncture. And so yeah, I just tried to take advantage of it when I saw it, and I knew pretty much anything could happen, so I tried to just kind of keep my head in it to the last lap. So yeah, it was pretty relieving when I saw that, though.
Well, that made for an incredible ending to this race. There was a lot of on-track battling and, battling between yourself and Sean as well. So it was very, very exciting right towards the end. And then that puncture just absolutely unbelievable. But congratulations, Kersey, on a win here. It's going to help you out in the standings as well. You're going to rise up quite a few positions. So, yeah, great job here tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And do we have Mebby in the party with us?
I did not. I was not able to get him in the party. I did send him an invite.
Okay, well, that's all right. But I think I did see Sean joining up. Sean, that was heartbreaking, honestly. Another heartbreaking Grand Prix for you this season. The first couple were not so good, but then you've been on a great run. You were on point here today to pretty much bring the win home, and then you got that puncture. I mean, how did that feel? And when you saw that happening, what was going through your mind?
Well, I mean, obviously it's massively disappointing. I led pretty much the whole race. I felt pretty comfortable up front, towards the end at least. I wasn't pushing necessarily too hard. My tires were fine. There was definitely no warning at all, which sucks. And then it went out in the right-hand turn onto the back straight, which I'm lucky enough to not have gone off and lost more time. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty disappointing, but I guess I kind of knew at the back of my mind that could happen, and unfortunately it did. At least I got on the podium still by 0.006 of a second, but yeah, it's pretty frustrating when you drive 99% of a race, and then the last percent is where it all goes wrong. But whatever. I got some points back in the championship in terms of the gap to Sequit, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, before that it was a pretty good race, so I'm pretty happy with my driving at least. So
yeah, you drove that. You drove that race pretty much flawlessly. I don't think the result is any fault of your own, but excellent outing there. I mean, a podium's a podium, like you said. You're closing up that gap to your rival, and do you think this race might not be something to build on in the future, but in terms of your championship battle, do you think this is helping you out significantly?
I don't know. I think there's like 10 more races or something, so there's still a lot of points on the table to be won. So it's nice to at least close the gap up for now, but I just have to focus on the rest of the season and try not to make any mistakes and just be consistent.
Well, good job today again. Good third place, good podium finish, some good points for you as well to help you out in the chase for the leadership this season. And like you mentioned, we still got a lot to go in Season 10, especially, next week we have a break week, but after that, the next race that this class will have in Platinum class is going to be the TCR Grand Prix, the third running in a row of it, and there's going to be some additional points and some additional tricks up our sleeve on that one. It's definitely a very special event, so I'm very excited for that one. But congratulations to all of our podium finishers here today. Congratulations to all of the Platinum drivers here tonight on what was a very exciting Grand Prix, and there was just a great Grand Prix to watch and commentate on. And speaking of commentating, ISRL Knight, thank you so much for joining me in the booth tonight. I really enjoyed commentating with you. How did you enjoy the race today?
Well, listen, first of all, thank you for having me. And in terms of enjoyment, how can I not enjoy that? That was action right up until the end, and one of the most exciting races I've commentated on this game so far. And yeah, a great performance from the drivers. I loved commentating on this race, and yeah, this was couldn't have asked for a better race to commentate on.
Well, that is great, and I'm hoping to possibly steal you away into another commentary once in a while here, that would be absolutely great. So watch out for those notifications. But everyone who's been watching so far, guys, thank you so much again. Leave your likes, your comments, subscribe to the channel as I already said, so you don't miss out on the rest of the action here. We're gonna be off for 1 week, but then we'll be back the following week with a Austrian Grand Prix in silver class on Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be golden class, and then the TCR Grand Prix, the third running of it, is going to be on Thursday in a couple of weeks time on October 15th. So that is going to be a very special event, as I already said. Make sure you don't miss out on that one, and we will be releasing some videos in the meantime to show you a little bit of what you can expect in the TCR Grand Prix. That's going to be coming very soon as well. I want to also thank all of the stewards, all of the officials, all of the commentators, everybody who has been working in TCR so far to make this season very exciting. It's been one of the best seasons of TCR so far. The streams have been amazing. The commentary and all the racing especially has been massively exciting. So from BLIN-MACHINE here, from ISRL Night as well, in the commentary booth. Also a quick thank you to Fanatec for being our affiliate sponsor. Check out the link in the description. But good night to everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks time. Stay tuned for more content coming on our YouTube channel in the meantime, and have a great night.